Honorable members of this associate official, I am very happy to be back with you. For heaven's sake, you have made us proud because you have been following, especially those people that understand Uganda. They have saturated the message of the pillars of success. But the more they have saturated the messages, it has created the envy on the side of English-speaking people. And we are not segregative. We can not do it again completely, but we are under obligation to at least summarily tell you what we have been talking in Uganda as regards the success pillars of every business. We shall endeavor with all our efforts to summarize so that even the English listeners can have an opportunity to share with us our own way of seeing the factors that lead to business success and maintenance. We are proud, and please, we are encouraging you to not only follow, but also participate. We have several questions. We have many people who have come to our offices so that they make further follow-ups on what we talk about through the different fora. We are delighted, and we shall not rest because we have seen that there is relevancy in what is going on.
On what you're talking about.
Yes.
Haji, first and foremost, let us just dive deep in our points. Starting from the first one, compulsory pattern.
Yeah, we told people that it is very difficult to succeed in business if you don't know the compulsory partners in whichever business. In this, we said there are compulsory partners in business, and these are regulatory agencies. And we went ahead to highlight a number of them, including examples of Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, the National Drug Authority, the National Environment Management Authority, Kampala Capital City Authority, the Bank of Uganda,
Police,
the Communication Commissions, the Uganda Police, and all agencies that have regulatory powers as legislated by Parliament. And therefore, we need to follow them for two reasons. One, to do our obligations regarding these agencies who are compulsory partners in our businesses, but as well to ask them for our rights. Therefore, the major purpose for why business people so much respond to the compulsory partners, those that will succeed, is because of acquiring and performing regulatory obligations, as well as securing and benefiting from the rights that we are supposed to get from those agencies. I would use many examples to demonstrate like I did, but today let me use the example of NEMA, because the operations that have been ongoing in demolishing properties that were built alongside the swamps are clear examples of this. I have been telling Ugandans that if you want to construct any property, any buildings, any facilities alongside the NEMA-controlled premises, you cannot be safe until we get a certificate that allows you to be operating near a swamp in a restricted area. All the buildings that you have seen that have persisted the test of time, that are still standing, they got the NEMA Environmental Impact Assessment report.
Haji, does this apply only in Kampala or around Uganda?
It applies all over the world.
Okay, sir.
It could be named different names in different countries. In Uganda, it is called the National Environment Management Authority.
NEMA.
In other countries, it is called different names, but it does the same purpose of protecting the environment, the forests, you name it. Therefore, if you are to succeed in business, just list the regulatory agents and they do the needful. I will not mention the Uganda Revenue Authority and the examples I gave of how a revenue officer and the Uganda Revenue Authority can end your business by disposing it off, by auctioning the goods, by doing anything for as long as you have not abided by the rules and regulations of Uganda Revenue Authority in regards to payment of taxes. So it's the same case. Fortunately, I'm talking about these issues while everybody is seeing the evidence. Just to see the trade order happening around the country. Take an example of Kampala Capital State Authority. People who persisted are in prisons. People who have resisted operations are in prisons. No matter how much money they have made before, their accounts are dry now. If they are not, they will get dry without question, because they ignored the voice of the compulsory partner of government who must be part of your business. So I don't want to go deeper than that. I think people know, and I summarize it by telling Ugandans and everybody listening to this video that unless you comply with the regulatory agencies, in a particular reference to the one that affects your business, you might not succeed in business.
Haji, sugarcoating this point, you mean that these people are compulsory in our business?
Yes,
if they like it or not?
They are. It's out of question.
Can't I operate any business minus them?
You can operate any business minus them. You can succeed, but it is short-lived. Anytime they will get you, they will take even what you did not get from that business. Therefore, it's better you learn what they want. Those are the ones we call obligations. And then, after doing the obligatory part, you will start demanding for your rights. If it comes to rights demand, you must have fulfilled the obligations. It is two-way. Therefore, I am assuring everybody that don't act with impunitism. You will regret when one day NEMA is breaking it down, your house, while you are viewing. If you are hypertensionic, you might die. It's better you get to the measurements, you get to know what it costs to get an environmental impact assessment report, and thereafter you will demand for the rights. If anybody wants to destroy, to break down your property, and you have the NEMA certificate, by and large, you'll be compensated. Some people asking that some people just build, but because they are politically well placed, theirs persist. Yes, I also know about that. But how many of you are politicians? How many of you can stand and receive the patronage of high-ranking politicians?
Not many.
If you are related to them, just build whatever you want. If you are not, listen to me and comply with the regulatory agencies. At least try to fulfill what they want. At the end of the day, you will demand your entitlement in form of rights, in form of what what protections? In the form of incentives, in the form of exceptions. You only have fulfilled their obligations, then you will get the right to demand for what belongs to you.
And again, even though you're related to those in power,
Yes.
power can change immediately.
I didn't even want to go there because most of you people I'm talking to, you have never seen regime changes. Some people are even stuck to the point that the government that is ruling today will never go. Even if we are to take that, it will never go. You can be there for as long as you do what the regulatory agencies need. But as a fact of life, even that can happen. What if it happens and you don't have? The good thing with complying with the regulatory agencies and the requirements thereof is that regime, no regime, you just
safe.
show your certificates and nobody is going to touch you. What if even if you died, your siblings, your children, your everybody will be protected in enjoying and using whatever effort you use to build, to construct, to make.
Haji, let's go to point number 2, saving.
Yeah, on the saving point, dear Ugandans, it is a fact of life that most of the people are not rich. These days, people call them planned kids. Most of us are not planned kids. And therefore, we grow our businesses, we grow our chances by depending on the meager incomes we get, we save and develop. An economic student or even a commerce student at that will know that there is something that we call effective demand. Effective demand means the org to use the money that you have so that you can procure what you want. What you need, you can pay for it. That's what we call the effective demand. You have the capacity to pay for what you want. That's what we call effective demand. If you are not saving and you are a low-income earner, your effective demand will continually remain low. And you always do low things, low-rated things. It's my encouragement that we, the poor people, need to grow by saving. The fact of life is Ugandans are so weak when it comes to saving. When you tell a Ugandan to save, they will tell you they are having meager incomes and therefore they do not have what to save. Those such people will be calling phones, will be chatting on data, will be eating either chicken or fish every day or at least 3-5 times a week. Will be even some going to bars to sip a few bottles, etc. But when it comes to the mandatory saving that we are advocating for, that's when they will remember they are low-income earners. Therefore, it is my encouragement that as part of your life, as part of your decision that you need to make, it's a hard-fought decision. It's an opportunity cost. You forego everything else, you hurt yourself, but you have something to save. Because of the effective demand, money needs to be collected so that it keeps on raising. That capacity to save and contribute to your coffers will change the demands. If you have 10K on you and you are moving around, you see somebody taking bogoya, you feel you need it. And actually the effective demand for bogoya will be there with you because it can be 8,000, 5,000 or thereby, you even save some. But if you have the same 10,000 shillings, believe me or not, You cannot look at a shoot that buys like 600,000 and feel you love it, even if you thought it is important for you.
You cannot.
You just look at it like a flower. That means to have your demand change from Bogoya Punch to a shoot that is 500,000, the only magic behind it as a low-income earner is saving for it, no matter what time. It only takes the income level of yours to take it to multiply by the time you have taken. You will achieve many things that you thought you would never. Uganda's saving culture is very low, even going by the East African standards. At least I know the statistics I saw from the World Bank report. Kenya is approximately 23% saving culture. Every out of 100 people, 23 can save
something
daily.
Little may be.
Yes. In Uganda, we are at 8.2. Out of every 10, 8 people do have a saving every day.
Out of 100.
Out of 100.
Yeah.
That means that the demand, the capacity of Ugandans, the urge to save is very low. And for as long as that is that, investments cannot happen. Reinvestments can only happen if you are saving. So it's a fact that many people in Kampala have become millionaires and some even billionaires, yet they started small saving schemes. This is something we are advocating for. If you don't save as a low-income earner, be sure you are going to remain a tenant for the rest of your life. Plots in Kampala, plots in our places, land is a factor of production, one of the major factors of production, and it is expensive. So if you can't save for land, whether for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, forget about becoming a landlord. You'll always remain renting. The dream can only be realized to have where to stay permanently if you save. The rest of the items you can buy while you are constructing a house are easy to buy. The only chunk that you need out of that is acquiring land. Iron sheets can be bought in bits. Everything can be done in bits. What is most important and most expensive is acquiring land. How will you acquire land as a poor boy like myself, who started from zero and saved, acquired the first million that I have lived since I acquired my first million after saving? Even when I was in prison for reasons of treason and misprision some many years ago, I have never lacked 1 million on my account.
Even in prison, you had your 1 million account.
Yes. You know, so that is the magic. So I am encouraging Ugandans, please try everything possible to see that you save something. If you are at a piece of work where you can't save anything for a whole year, go back home, pray to God, you relinquishes that job, and you can ask the same God to give you another piece of job. Otherwise, you are at risk. If you are working and on your saving account is 0 for a year, 2 years, it is as if it is a curse. So don't go under the curse. Just fight. You know it is painful. And you know challenges come. While you are amassing some money, then things happen. Your children get sick. School fees is there. Just imagine if you had not saved. You mean they would not get sick? Even if you used your saving for treating your kid, it is better than borrowing to even pledge or loan or give security of any other item that you might have. Better you encroach in your saving, and you note that I have been having 800,000. I've used 200,000. Therefore, the saving account is demanding me 200,000. Separate your saving account from yourself, because that's the source of your future development. And it is very important also to know that there are many saving systems. Don't only think about saving in the house. Don't only think in saving in a group. Although group saving is more functional, but also individual saving can happen. These days, banks are very aggressive. You go to a bank manager, you negotiate for a deal of saving for you for like 2 years or 1 year, and you agree with that manager that you should not withdraw money from that account even if you have such a big problem. You close your eyes and determine. The moment you do that, God will listen to you. It will become part of you. And unfortunately, most of the people that are encouraged to do save, and they say they are low-income earners, are the most lavish. You see them in bars. You see them on social media every day.
Kapapula.
You see them in betting. You see them in all walks of life. What you don't see them doing is saving. Please, from all the activities you are doing, save a penny.
Haji, for us, we say obugagga tebabusonda. Challenge us.
Those people who say that you can't become rich because you are saving, get it wrong. Because I have examples of people. People stop me on the way, starting from myself. My very first million in 2000 was from a saving culture. I saved some money with someone. I was so determined. He gave me 1,030,000. I am confessing to you, since I got that million, I have never looked back. A few days ago, I was coming from a certain organization in Nakawa there. One police officer stopped me, said, "Are you Mr. Issa Sechita?" I said, "Yes." He told me, "You are my idol."
Why?
I told him, "Thank you." Why? I saw you advocating for saving in the NSSF
Campaign, smart saving
there is
campaign.
saving campaign in NSSF, which goes private, not for government, not for anybody, but for anybody. Private people go into that scheme and save money. The man told me has never thought in life he would ever touch 2 million because of the salary that he gets. He showed me his account and it was 13.2 million shillings. He said, since it's 13 million and more.
He never imagined of
He would,
but now he's having 13.
Yes. He said, "You man, if I don't call you my idol, I would be wrong. I just stopped you to say that. Please keep up." People stopped me. One day I was moving on Entebbe Road. I stopped at a certain fueling station. I took 50,000 worth of petrol. One boy said, "Mzee, you go. Don't pay."
If you were a pump
Yes,
attendant.
a paper attendant. I told him, "What are you saying?" He told me, "You are my miracle. I watched your video about saving, and let me tell you, since I started saving, my life is now a different piece of life.
Wow.
I have collected money. I'm rearing chicken. Even if I leave this piece of work today, I can't be jobless. You can't know what I'm going through because of the saving I did for 2 years. I call myself rich now. Another day, I went and took some cloth for ironing, a shoot. They told me 15,000. It was off Kampala Central on the suburb. I gave to a girl, registered my name, said, "Are you Mr. Issa Sechito?" I said, "Yes." "Okay." Said, "You man, you don't know how much you mean to me."
Wow.
When you talked about saving, I thought it was a dream. I just started as a trial. If I tell you how much money I have now, you can even cry. Don't pay that money. I'll pay for your suit. 15,000. This is a poor girl. It's the receptionist who picks the cloth and takes for ironing. It's not her company. One day I was moving to Mbarara for a business community symposium. I met 4 girls. I met one gentleman, and I was buying a refreshment. As we turned from Masaka towards Mbarara, that road, we stood somewhere to take some refreshment. My dear, what I saw, I was,
Pulling out the money.
they wanted 15,000 from whatever I picked. Some milk and some crunches. Somebody said, "No, Mr. Sechito, don't pay." And this was a bus conductor. "No, I'll pay for you. You are very, very valuable for us. Your campaign for saving has made me a different person." All these confessions, there were 3 girls who were pointing at me, looking at me admiringly. When I looked at them, one first man said, "That man has done us bad. We wanted to pay for what you have taken.
Oh.
You man, the message for saving, we are office workers. But since you told us to save, we are different people today." Each of them gave me 15,000 worth what the other man had paid, and he picked 60,000 and said, "Maybe you will eat something there when you reach it in Mbarara town." All these confessions are testimony that people change status through saving. Those who are blessed and they have land, let them go and sell their father's land and get money, their mother's land. Those who are dealers, do the deals. If you don't end up doing the bad deals and they shoot you, if they don't end up doing bad deals and they take people's money that they cannot replace and they find themselves in prisons, let them continue. If they are lucky and they go to betting and they can get the millions, they can't be any wiser than the organizer or the investor who put money in the betting company as a source of business. In time, whatever you have gotten through that can be taken away. What you have saved is hard to spend because you feel the pinch. And it has made so many people. So I just gave those few testimonies as evidence that those people are alleging that to get rich, you can't save the money. Nobody says that because you are a regular saver, deals will skip you. You know, if you are a regular saver, you are the one who is prone to getting the deals. Because people will know you have some money, whether in bank or anywhere. So if there is anything moving around that needs a buyer,
Potential customer,
you will be the first person to know, and you'll have the effective demand, the capacity to pay for what you feel you want.
Haji, you are here telling us to save,
Yes.
making a big campaign, but in comment section people say,
Yes.
you people tell us to save, but for us, for you on the way walking,
Yes.
you make deals.
Yes.
But you only tell us about saving. You
No.
don't tell us more about the deals.
I can't teach deals. Deals happen everywhere. And I don't say people should not chase deals. But I can't educate Ugandans on being dealers. I can only educate Ugandans on being systematic workers. At every piece of business you do, you can get a deal. A good one, a bad one. Therefore, the few who get money through deals are not the source of my interest. I mean, my campaign. My campaign is about people who want to grow businesses consequently, following a pattern. If a deal happens while you are saving, it is a blessing in disguise. Nobody will blame you. Then when you become rich, you will also reach another level of saving. Because even those that are billionaires have associations. When you go to another point of togetherness, you will know that even the successful ones do save. So who is that says you will not get rich because you are saving? I can't say no to deals for as long as they are legal and good ones, but I cannot say because it is risky. It's a probability if you are in deals. A deal can succeed, a deal can fail. So if it fails, you will depend on the meager income on your small business to survive. By the time it matures, your deal, you will not be needy.
Point number 3 is association of Wegas.
Yes. In fact, when point number 3 comes in, it is in aid of point number 2 of saving. Because I have always been telling people that you get examples of the value of unity. If you want to know the value of unity, go and ask President Museveni why he did not go to fight alone. He put together 27 people and he has,
however small they were,
yes,
they managed to make it.
And is now ruling Uganda for coming to 40 years and is still moving. That's not the point. The point is 2 heads are better than 1. I will tell you that Kasita, the institution I speak for, the institution I lead, has been there for approximately 25 years. And we are about to celebrate 25 years anniversary. But I tell you that the achievements, the knowledge, the exposure that we have gotten because of forming Kasita Association can never be mentioned. You cannot calculate the value. I personally, as an individual, the countries I've visited, the things I've learned, the exposure I've gotten from different countries, the seminars I participated in at international, regional, and national levels could never be attained if I was Issa Sechito, the accountant. I have only acquired this as Issa Sechito, first the speaker of Kasita, now the chairman of Kasita. I have bought very few tickets from my pocket while traveling to different countries because of the association called Kasita. I am an expert in a number of fields: tomato growing, beekeeping, talk about manufacturing bulbs. I'm an expert not because I was so brilliant. The exposure I have gotten in the trade shows all over the world have taught me a lot of lessons, and it's part of what I want to tell Ugandans through this forum. And therefore, you can just imagine, I can give you an example of the value of saving by referring to one of the groups in Kampala called Bagaga Kwagalana, the Kwagalana group. The Kirumiras, the Mwonges, the Sevalamus, the Dick Chizitos, those ones. Those people are billionaires. You would think that everybody is independent in their own. There is no amount of money that they have not touched in form of whether it is $1, a pound. Talk about any money that there is in the world. Those people have it. The one thing that is wonderful that they are belonging to an association, a group known as Kwagarana Group. In this, each pays 100 million as membership. But the magic that money does, members, if he has a wedding, if his children are wedding, if the daughters are going in for introductions, if they lose people, if they have funeral rites, it's a call away. The chairman just calls the rest. Tells them, we want 10 million from each of you. So and so has a function. If the function is, for example, 500 million, they could collect 700 million. And now they start dishing out on everything. They could even save and hand over to the person who has the function. And this is the only time that such a well-to-do man would spend part of the money that he has. Fortunately, where Mr. Chirumira would spend 500 million from his account, is retaining another money that has been saved, 200 million. Just imagine, where is that man's money going to disappear to? If even he has problems, if he has issues, if he's happy, there is no gap, there is no space
for him to
lose any money. So when is he going to spend his? This man is going to die rich. The magic is where? Unity. The value of unity. Go to some other groups that people will say that's a very big group. Go to small groups in shops. There are people who have built houses. If you reach, you visit them, you even feel the envy. You become envious. People in small shops, 10 of them, they just decided that this year, each of us need to get like 10 million. That means for 10 months, they will contribute, if they are 10, 1 million. All right? Which is possible. The first month, they will give someone. The second month, another one. After 10 months, each of them will have had the chance to get 10 million. I talked about effective demand. A person who has 1 million does not demand the same things as a person having 10 million.
No way.
The effective demand of a 10 million bearer changes from the 1 million bearer. So it was 1 million and the demand is low. It becomes 10 millions and you are now having higher demands. Why? Because of the magic of togetherness. Within 1 year, 10 people, each has saved 1 million given to one person. After 10 months, they are 10 in a group. Each can buy a piece of plot. If it's 20 million, they deposit at least 10 million, and then they can be paying the rest. We talked about land as a factor of production. That if you don't have land, going away from tenancy cannot be easy. If you have land, you are nearly becoming a landlord.
You can put there Kasisira.
Thank you so much. So all that suggests that two heads are better than one. Unity is power. While the rich ones gather to do benefit from unity, the poor ones are busy bewitching themselves. People cutting hands and putting heads below their stalls. People moving with the sticks and placing them in there. So all this is backwardness. Other than thinking about standing alone. If you are a fast runner, you will run far. You will run faster. But if you run in a group, you will run very far. So I encourage people to be in groups from wherever you are.
Haji, there is no any disadvantage in associations?
There are, depending on if you get wrong characters, you could be the 9th and somebody defects. Other than getting 10 million, you get 8 or 9. That's a disadvantage, but Again, 8 or 9 million minus 1 who is becoming bad, the effective demand does not speak of a 1 million. Even when it is a disadvantage that one has misbehaved, there are criteria, there are ways of how we can calm people down. There is no way you can think that because people are bad, then you work with the angels. There are no angels to work with. Whether people are bad or good, we need to work with them. So the advantages way much more than the disadvantages when you talk about unity.
Point number 4. Know what you want.
Yes. It is very important to know what you want. He who has no destination can never get lost. If you don't know where you are going, you can't say, I'm lost. I tell you that many people work when they don't know why they are working. You are always coming from home, going for work, but you must describe what you want, either monthly, annually, or periodically. You need to state what you want. Why is it important to know what you want? Because it will give you the effort to work hard. It will give you the effort to mobilize. It will even give you the effort to save, as we said, because you have a purpose for why you are working. Don't be complicated to God. You go to work, you have good shoes, you have a pair of shirts, you have good bedding, you are renting, and God gives you the money to do all that. But if you did not specify what you want, God might think you are contented. So until you knew why you are working for some objective ahead of
But
you.
we say Mukama akebera mitima, can't he check in my heart and he said,
No.
this one is this?
Why did God give you a mouth? Why did God give you brain? Why did God give you ears? Why did God give you hands? God gave you all this so that you use them to acquire what you want, not that it is a silver platter. God can know what you want, but He told you to pray.
And purchase it.
He told you to do work. He told you to know what you want and mention it. God can give everything. And therefore, it's not enough for you to think that God knows what I want. What if you want a vehicle? Will God spend all the time on you to know that you want a Land Cruiser or a Nissan vehicle? It is you to know
to state that I want
this, so that God can help you fulfill it. There are many Ugandans in Kampala, where I stay most of the time, who go to work, and if you tell them, please, can you escort me? I lost somebody in the village. Somebody just says, okay, let's go. What if somebody else goes to Ruwero today and on the other day go to Masaka? Are you going to be an official barrier? Are you going to be barring people every day? No. You need to, I don't say you don't go to helping or help people when they have issues, but don't become, let not become your norm. You need to know why you should go. And because there is a purpose for why you are working, somebody needs to compensate for that time before you even escort them to where you are.
Even though he or she is my friend.
A friend is good, and nobody says don't help your friends. But that friend should be adding value on you, not removing value from you. If a person knows that you don't have a capacity to their equal, they can help you out of situations only if you are particular. For example, if somebody wants you to escort them to Ruwero, and you tell them you have a purpose for saving 20,000 every day and you have not yet acquired it, that person that is your friend will give you the 20,000 so that you escort them, not to buy you, but you have a saving scheme that is pestering you to achieve something because you know what you are intending to have. It's very different from anybody who goes anywhere because they are purposeless. This mainly goes to people who are self-employed. Nobody is monitoring you. Nobody is supervising you. It is your objectives. It's your goal. It's your purpose that will help you get a destination. And that destination, you fight hard to acquire it. The moment you get what you want, get some of your close friends, your relatives, your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters. Tell them about what you want, so that as it approaches time when you promise to do that, or you intend to do that, they have the honors.
And I
to
disclosing
remind
my
you.
secrets.
No, not to your friends. Then those are not your friends. There is no surprising in business. It can be surprises in what you call deals. In business, we don't surprise, we plan and move step by step. It's deals that come as surprises. Businesses are run on plans and schedules. Yes.
Haji, number next is trustworthy.
Yes. That one, trustworthiness, supersedes the rest. You better not save. You better not unite if you don't want. You better leave the rest, but be honest. It's a fact that most of the successful businesses, people have been trustworthy. You lose nothing if you are honest. I have seen so many people who come as cadets, people who come as bairibi, people who have come as brokers, but because of their levels of honesty, have made it in life. If you are honest, everybody around you will testify to that. If you are honest, your managers will promote you easily. If you are honest, your parents will do better things than they are doing for the rest. If you are honest, above all, God will reward you for being honest. Therefore, don't do bad things, don't misbehave, don't be dishonest, because some people have become successful because they are thieves. There are many who tried to be successful through thieving and they were killed. Some are languishing and rotting in prisons.
But there are many who did so and they are still
Yeah,
alive
they
and
are.
enjoying life.
Don't call them many. They are those. Let us say those. Don't assume that everybody is a thief. Don't assume that all successful people have done bad deals. There are many people that have been honest and God has kept them successful. The few who are not honest and have been successful are not examples to copy from, because they are not the majority and it's not a cultural norm. So while we are advocating for people to do what others have done in the right path, we tell them to be honest.
Haji, number 6 is time management.
Yes. On all I have mentioned since we started, time is money. That's what we always say in business. Because time is money, we must use our time equitably, carefully. Because if you don't manage your time, you will not be promoted. If you don't manage your time, you will always be complaining of traffic jams. If you don't manage your time, you will not know when and how to do certain things. If you manage your time well, whether you are in diaspora, people there work for approximately 8 hours standard. Those who work for 8 hours and they go back to rest will most likely have their money used up, because those people where they were working from try to make the cost of living so high so that whatever they pay you remains within their countries. So people who know how to use time well, after working for the 8 hours as mandatory, they go for side work or even stay at the same businesses, but over time. Over time helps them to perform. Over time helps them to achieve. Here, if you talk about promotions, if you talk about performance, if you talk about results, talk about good time management. I've not seen many people that have succeeded if they are poor time managers.
Haji, number next is the right partner.
Yes, this is a bit complicated because many people have different thoughts. If you want to succeed in life, just know that the choice of person you are going to stay with for the rest of your life as wife and husband is a very important factor. It is a socio-economic factor to have a wife. It's a socio-economic factor to have a man as a husband. And therefore, if you choose a wrong choice of a partner, just know you are doomed. There are many people who have married, and the people that they have married are not their right choices. And as a result, they end up in bars. They end up encouraged to eat whatever comes their way. They can't bear bad situations. A slight decline in income, and they will disappear. People who stand with their husbands, even in times of need, they pick out the small they have so that they go through that challenge, and at the end of the day, they will succeed. It is two-way. It works for women as it works for men. It works for women as it works for men. If you get a bad husband, if you get a bad wife, the same way. We have had so many people who have succeeded because of getting right partners in form of wives. Behind every successful man is a woman. There are many rich friends of mine who have testified to me that, Mr. Issa, if you want to get rich, get a good wife. And the reverse is true. I've seen so many girls that come to my lessons to be tipped on how they can be successful. Many young girls get good employment, get good salaries, 1 million. Unfortunately, they get people that only look nice before them. It's not a crime, because you should get somebody that looks good for you as a partner. But it is not enough. There are other factors to consider, as seriousness of that person in working, honesty of that person, either a woman or a man, tolerance, loving, capacity to advise. There are more reasons to look for in two partners than mere appearance of a man or a woman. And if you want to be successful, just only depend on the beauty or appearance or handsomeness of a gentleman. No, look beyond that. And the only way you can do this is if you go out, for example, you look at the demand. Somebody knows you are just a beginner. You are a person who is working on a meager salary. And when you look at what somebody is ordering from the counter, you can know this is not the person I need. Because somebody must feel for you if you are going to be with those people for life. In marriage, a man and a woman becomes one. How will you become one with the person who is extravagant, with the person who doesn't encourage you to save, with the person who doesn't mind about your future and only mind about their living as per that time? You just know that that person is going to misuse you. As long as the resources are exhausted, they look for more predatory endeavors.
We've seen those
Mm.
who are having weekend marriages. They have their money. They go in weekend marriage, bring
Yes.
anyone he feels like.
I wouldn't wish any of my children, whether a woman or a man, goes into such marriage, because it is hopeless. You don't have to have partners for weekends. We don't even have to have partners for temporary contracts. These are not businesses. This is lifespan. When a man and a woman naturally meet, they make children. See how you are going to make children when you are not fully responsible. This is why there are so many single mothers this time, because people go for weekend marriages, get pregnant at times, and at the end of the day, men are run away because they are not settled to look after families. They are only predatory, looking for what to make them happy at that time. If you accidentally get pregnant, they chuck you, you suffer. You even take the children to their grandparents. They nurtured you. They want to nurture somebody's son or daughter. That is hoggish. So I don't say what they are doing is criminal, but it is not ethical.
Yeah.
Any parent would wish that their daughters get reliable husbands, and the reverse is true.
Haji, number next is God-fearing.
Yeah, God-fearing, you don't even need to talk much about it. For as long as we came from number one and we have reached there and we talk about God-fearing, I don't mind which God you believe in, but you must believe in some God. I believe in Allah as a Muslim. Christians believe in Jesus. Please be submerged. Be a true believer. If you're a true believer in God, there are many atrocities that you will not commit. If you go into a contract, a business deal with a person who has God, while the trick to many end in the contract, when you do a contract with a person of God, even if there are mistakes you can make incidentally in the contracts or in the engagements that you go into, God will be seeing them and they will honor them. As a leader of Kasita, I've seen so many challenges, seen so many people who have come to office when they lent money to their partners, but they have no evidence. They didn't write. They thought they were honest, as we said. But the honesty levels can go down depending on the challenges people go through. If one has God, one prays, one glorifies God, it becomes so easy for us to make them write contracts, even if they are promising to pay in the future. Those that are not godly just take the chance to say, you go to police, you take me to court, because they know there is no evidence. You are doing that, and you are cheating people. You can cheat for as long as you are here. But just know God is watching, and time will come for you to pay. So it is very important that when you are dealing with partners, be mindful about what they talk about God. Be mindful about how they think about beliefs. If there are two people that you need to partner with, and you see one says there is no God, they depend on their wisdom. And that person has 1 billion. And there is another person who knows God is supreme. And you know that. Because if you are going to business, you need to study someone. You go with the one with the less money, but when fearing God.
Why?
Because it is very likely that if there is anything that has gone wrong, a person who doesn't fear God will cheat you. A person with God will most likely benefit or honor the contract,
Respectivist.
whatever the challenges that might happen. That's my belief. Other people could think otherwise, and it is their choice. Some people say religious people have cheated. Yes, that's not enough, because godly powers are personal. It's an individual who decides to be good. I don't talk about religion. I talk about fearing God. So I wouldn't mind which religion. I talk about you, the individual.
This is my business. It's not a church or a mosque. Why should
Yes.
I engage in God?
Because God is protecting you, because God helps you to be faithful, because God will help you to be honest to your partners. And at the end of the day, God can also bless you, because He has it all.
Number 9 is discipline.
Yeah, discipline is very important. I am telling you that I've seen so many people who have succeeded in my experiences because of being disciplined. A disciplined person will easily get promoted. A disciplined person will easily get people to help them, because when somebody is well behaved, it is not talked about, it is seen, it is practiced. And it is not you to say you are disciplined, it is other people who look at you. It's not what you think you are that you actually are. It's what people think of you that you are exactly are. Therefore, if you misbehave, people will see you, will deal with you with caution. If you have discipline, even the parents, they do extra mileage in promoting you, educating you, and also advising you. If you are indisciplined, everybody will look at you and they will leave the world to discipline you. Don't accept to leave the world to discipline you. You have been at school, you have been at your parents, you respect. What do you lose by respecting your people you deal with? I have seen people, even when we are moving on the streets, people, because they don't have discipline, they are reckless, they don't have the empathy, they are moving with bags. The bags of today have chained zips. Somebody scratches you, even her owes blood. Why would I ooze blood out of me just because you are undisciplined? You don't mind the baggage you are carrying. You are reckless because of indiscipline. You go when we are boarding buses, when you are boarding lifts, there are orders that are not prescribed by law, but it is common sense. A disciplined person will look at a lift, wants to enter, maybe there are many people, but the norm is let other people come out, then you enter. You lose nothing by waiting for people to come out. It is discipline for waiting people to come out and then you enter. But people grumble there. You see the levels of indiscipline in taxis, in buses, on the plane. A place is a non-smoking place. You are in a lift, you are in a bus, you are in a taxi. Somebody oozes out, lifts the head out, is smoking. All that is indiscipline, and you lose a lot if you are doing that. And God doesn't want indisciplined people.
Haji, talk about those in Owino who do bad touches on our girls.
No, you know, not only in Owino. Somebody is selling bed sheets, somebody is selling clothes. At times you look at people and you think they are mad. If a person that is pregnant passes, the nature of obscene words being mentioned to such a woman that they intended to sell items to is surprising. When you go to the streets, somebody has put on very well, somebody is seemingly hajati, and somebody is starting on their
private parts,
bodies. what the hell? What kind of discipline forces you to touch somebody's breast? A woman passing and you are touching their breasts? A woman touching and you are saying all those obscene words? You become a nuisance. You get nothing godly, you get nothing earthly.
Does this cost my business?
It costs your business because some people move with their parents. If I see what you are doing, the obscene words you are talking, you don't know the person I'm moving with, whether it's my daughter or my wife. You are recklessly talking. Can I encourage somebody to buy from you?
Are you the only one to buy from me? Others will do.
Okay, let others buy from you, but the world is a global village. I'm talking about the world. How about the city? People who know habits you do, even those that did not come to buy that day, should have come another day. But because they are seeing what is happening, some people stand to quarrel with you, those that are disciplined. So the others who would be potential customers in the future will not like to come there because they are seeing what you are doing. So it is very bad, and you need to be disciplined people.
This is my business. I've made it from nowhere, you people. Why should I be disciplined? Why do you give me plan on my own business?
Yeah, I am not giving plan. I'm only encouraging you something that is civil. I am telling you something that will promote it further. You will use very little to promote your business if you are disciplined. People will do self-marketing on you. Go to buy from that person. He treats people well. There are many people who survive on referrals. They don't advertise. They don't even go on TVs. But the nature of treatment they give to the customers makes them get free marketing agents in the form of referrals.
Let us proceed by another point, which is flexibility.
Yes. People need to be flexible. The world is changing. You don't need to be stuck. You need to learn new things that happen. Technological advancement today is the order of the day. The phone is a source of challenges. The phone is a source of businesses. The phone is a source of marketing opportunities. The phone is a source of all bad and good things. Many children, some of them use the phone for football. Some of them use the phone for songs. Some of them use for TikTok and viewing whatever is making them laugh. But I also have those that have known that the world has changed, that a phone can provide you 2, 3, 4 shops if you don't even have one that is physical. They change with the changing dynamics. They go get pictures from several shops. They only need recommendation. They do all we started with from A to where we are now. They behave well. They work hard.
They save.
They are honest.
Trustworthy.
They save.
They keep time.
And now they are using the phone to get the contacts. How do you go and talk to someone whom you think has some value and you don't pick their contacts? If you use the phone, you can sell more than 5 items, yet you don't own even one of them by only using the phone. You sell carpet because you have them online. You go to your customers, you tell them you have this. They will engage you. Because you are honest, like we said, they will ask you for deliveries. You will deliver. Because you are honest, you will pick what is different for you and take the capital back to the one that owns the shop physically. So it is very, very, very encourageable now. The people, those rich people, you can see them with the low levels of education, but there is no phone that they cannot operate in this world. There is no business that they cannot do. Why? Because they are flexible. They go with things as they happen. They can't be stuck to one business. You find one is a rich man, is having arcades, is having schools, is struggling to have a farm, is struggling to have a bakery. Even business that a poor person who has 20, 30, 50 millions can start, a one with billions will also start it. They are so flexible. For us, we are stuck with the one thing and you are there. No, we need to be objective, we need to be flexible and thinking out of the box.
Haji, number next is discover yourself, okwezula.
Yeah, I think it is very important to know your comparative and competitive advantage. Who are you? What can you afford? You are such a masicula buy. You can do any business. There you are standing on the street just doing lousy work, lousy deals that you are chasing that have no destination. Yet there are some hard pieces of work I would do. There are some people even have capital that can start them with the small gardens, 1, 2, 3 acres of farming, and it only takes you very, very, very limited time, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and you already have the millions that can bring you back to the city. But you are stuck there because you don't know your potential. People need to know their potential. What is it that I'm empowered with? When I came to Kasita, I thought I would do any position. But because I knew that there is no better position, I would do that than being a speaker. Because I knew I can speak. I knew I am audible. I knew I can arrange things well and I can flow. I concentrated on that competitive advantage of being an eloquent speaker, like people say. And therefore, I was almost indispensable to an extent that I'm now the chairman. After doing well what I was better suited to do to speak for the organization, I cannot be a treasurer. I avoided. At no time in Kasita for the many years, I have ever tried to be a treasurer because you would see me losing my character. You would see me being tempted to be called dishonest. But because I don't touch people's money in the institution, I only speak and I can only use money that belongs to me because I'm not the treasurer. You get it? So that's exploring yourself and know yourself. You discover your strengths and weaknesses. Can you do your SWOT analysis? Right? What are the opportunities you can get? As a short boy, can you be a seller of TVs? Your TVs are put up in the stairs. Why not operate in phones? Because you're a short boy. If a customer wants to pick the TVs, unless you are going to hire an extra worker, and you might not have the capacity to pay that extra worker, you will know what you can do best.
Tiny, why do you go to gym?
Why do you? So many things only take for you to describe yourself. It's you who know yourself better than any of us.
Number next is risk taking.
Yes. I tell you, every business is a risk venture. Unless you learn and agree to take some risks. I praise many traders. Mr. Sebalam John, the proprietor of Freedom City, is one of examples of those that know what it takes to take risks. This man came from Masaka, from the history we get. He was a trader in markets in Masaka. He came to Kampala and started going to Nairobi. He doesn't know Swahili, maybe he has learned a little of it now. He's not very fluent in English because he did not go very far in education. But this man would take every risk it takes When he left Nairobi, he started going to Dubai. In Dubai, don't think people are going to speak Luganda. This man who is very fluent in Luganda from Masaka knew that it doesn't take Luganda to buy. It takes money. So he would go, he writes what he wants, looks at it, they value it, and he would pay. This man is one of the few that also started going to China, fearing risk to lose or the risks to lose. Those who take risks are already in operation and building the arcades, buying the farms, building the mansions, because they took the risks and it worked out. So at your own level, it's not bad to know what you want. It's not even bad to fear losing, but it is inevitable that you must lose before you go into any business.
Haji, number next is accountability.
Yeah, accountability is a very big word. As an accountant, we have two factors of life. That is for every debt, there is a corresponding credit. And therefore, being accountable means you should know what belongs to the debt and the credit side to be formal. Accountability means knowing who you are. Accountability knows which kind of business you are doing. Accountability means you separating yourself from your business. Many people don't know why when we register our businesses, they tell us there is a business limited by guarantee, limited liability. Research and Company Limited. There is Mukasa and Sons Limited. That word limited is a piece of accountability to teach you that the limitations of all entire transactions and every dealing with that company ends at the company. When it comes to Issa Sechito, it's a different person. If you cannot separate Chito and Company from Mr. Issa Sechito, you are not accountable. You are very likely to misuse money that you think belongs to you, yet it belongs to Chito and Company. So separating the two helps you being accountable. It also comes to even people that do business that is theirs and small category kind of business. You need to have an exercise book as a piece of accountability. You register credit and debit side, or you register income and expenditure.
Income and expenditure, the simple one.
Yes, income and expenditure report. If you sell, you write on this side.
Income.
If you purchase, you write on the other side.
Expenditure. So
you, by the end of the day, you will be accountable enough to know whether the business is making sense or not for a period of time. Because by the time you are concluding a month, you will know whether you have achieved or not. It will also help you to deal with the factor number one, compulsory partner in form of URA, KCC, and the rest. Because URA looks at your books. If you are accountable, you will show whether you benefited or not. If you did not show this, the revenue will just estimate and tell you, give us 5 million. You made a lot of business. But because you are accountable, they'll look at the books and say you don't qualify, because from the books you see, you have not touched 10 million per year. And if the turnover does not reach 10, then you don't qualify to pay any tax to the government. All that is piece of accountability. So people learn to be accountable so that you separate what belongs to you from what belongs to your business. And also you separate what belongs to institutions of government other than your incomes.
Number next is social capital.
Yes. Social capital is how you behave and how you relate with the people around you. If in your phone, there is nobody that you can call and they can give you or lend you 500,000 or 1 million, you are under threat.
1 million is, isn't it too much?
Let's talk about 500. Let's talk about your category 100,000. Mitwalo kumi, 100,000. If you look through your phone, and if you have a problem, there is nobody that can call and you receive 100,000, you are still needy in as far as formal capital or rather social capital is concerned. There are many people who survive because of people around them. Social capital is a bit different from being together, but it also shares. Because if you have a challenge, your house has caught fire, God forbid, and you and your people have survived, but you have nothing, where are you going to stay? If there is nobody that can help you even get a tent where you can put your children for a while as you think for the next step, your social capital aspect is under challenge. There are people who have weddings. I personally, 1-2 years ago, had an introduction ceremony at my house for one of my daughters. And it's the time I knew I belonged to the society. Because their zone is in Kampala, that he did not think about that they know me. But when they knew my daughter was wedding, it became their daughter. I saw an exercise book from one of the zones of Nakasero Hardware. They put a book. There is a person who went there and paid 10,000 shillings, mere 10,000 shillings. Says, this is our man. Kasita, Mr. Isa Sechito. Somebody put 20,000. On all those that put this little money, I was forced to ask those people to give me photocopy out of that book, and I multiplied that money tenfold when the function was over. In appreciation of the spirit, they used to pay me that meager income. Somebody has an earning 20,000 is so deep. It's like someone giving 20 million to you because of the capacity of those people in that zone. Mayor Babas, Mayor Watt, Mayor Lifters, they all said, this girl of Kasita, this man is Sechito is our man. I will pay some money. There are those who paid millions. That's the category of the friends that I have. There are those who paid hundreds of thousands. There are those who paid tens of thousands. At the end of the day function that would take like approximately 100 million, fetch like 170. Just imagine now. Where I would spend my money from the bank, I saved. Why do you talk about that? All that saving is social capital. Social capital is so much related to discipline. You were asking me, why do you teach me? It's your business. Why do you teach me to be disciplined? I'm rich. My friend, you are rich, but you don't have social capital. When something happens, you are in the air. You don't survive. But here is a person who has capacity, but the people around that person are people he or she needs. Whether they need him is a different question. But they need you because of your actions, because of your behavior. It is not much to do with being rich. It is to do with being behavior. You are you behave well. There are many people for whom we have made the functions, successful ones, yet they are not rich, just because they behave well and the people around them need them.
But Haj, don't you think it's a two-way traffic?
Yes.
People should be social to you when you're also social.
Yeah, categorically. There is one person whom I don't need to pay money.
Mm.
I only need to behave.
Mm.
Somebody has a function. There is a bill for 1 billion. What is it that I can do to be recognized?
If you cannot pay
I
attention,
can keep
yes.
time.
Mm.
I can arrange the tables. I can ask him what I can do. I can show a sign of belonging.
Mm.
I just help to mobilize. I help to organize. I help because there is no amount of money that I'm going to put to a table and it is failed. To the contrary, a person who gave me 10,000, if he has a function, I must pay back.
Mm.
You get it? So usually, social capital refers to people and how they react when you have challenges. You get it?
Mm.
How do people help you out of situations?
And the challenges
Yes.
are both negative and positive.
Yes. In either way, your wedding, your boy is introducing, normally,
Mm.
but you have also lost a person. You are going for burial. You get it?
Yes, I
So you need to be all the factors that we started with from 1, if you do them well, definitely you will achieve social capital.
Haji, let's go to number last,
Yes.
which is leadership.
Leadership is very important because if you're a bad leader, you will cause challenges to yourself and to the people you are leading.
Mm.
Leadership does not only fail businesses, it also fails countries.
Mm.
If it is bad leadership that does not listen, you will not grow. If it is bad leadership, people will be tortured. If it is bad leadership, businesses will not grow easily. I see so many people in Kampala who are good leaders, and because they are good leaders, even God helps them out of bad situations. The way they treat their workers or employees,
Mm.
the way they treat their opponents or competitors, the way they treat their superiors, because a good leader needs to treat both lower and higher people.
Mm.
You get it? If you're a good leader,
Mm.
you will face as fewer challenges as possible regarding demonstrations. If you're a good leader, you listen to good and bad views, supporting and diverging views, and it will help you to stay longer in business. If you are a good leader, just know that people will be ready to reveal to you even things that would affect you negatively.
Mm.
To the contrary, yes, if you're a bad leader, you'll follow into traps, but because you don't feel it is their company, it is your company. There are many people who work in companies, and it is the boss's company.
Mm.
But there are those who work in companies, and it is our company. They
Yeah.
talk in form of our company. Nobody talks about our company if the leadership of that company is negative or bad. It's only when you're a good leader that people will put businesses as part of them.
Haji, for more clarification,
Yes.
pass us through in which series are we coming to next?
Yeah, here we have been talking about the pillars of success.
Mm.
There are many areas. I will gauge what we go into depending on the reaction and the questions that have been asked. I would think we can talk about the challenges that people in diaspora, people working in foreign countries face that stop them from coming to invest back home.
Mm.
The loss of trust between them and their relatives that makes them slaves, staying there for longer times than they would just because they didn't leave people home. I think we shall also consider solutions to majority of the traders and business people who face the wrath of wrongful clearing agents. You appoint someone to clear things for you, and you end up crying, you end up losing. At times you end up even in prison because of choice of agents. We want to come out and talk about how to secure a good clearing agent, how to get many problems have been gotten because those big business people choose wrong accountants. If you choose a wrong accountant, that's the source of your failure, because they are going to mistreat you and they will not guide you properly regarding reason number one, when we are considering the factors of success, regulatory agencies. How do you deal with the National Bureau of Standards? How do you deal with URA? How do you deal with the KCCA? How do you deal with the NEMA? How do you deal with the Communications Commission? How do you deal with the Uganda Police? How do you deal with the Bank of Uganda and all those agencies? We have some knowledge and expertise on some of these issues, and therefore very soon we shall be coming out to openly advise the public. Me, I lose nothing. Some people tell me, Mr. Sechito, why do you give all this good information for free? Just because I will die with it, I don't want to die with it. I've learned the hard way. Many things that I talk here, I didn't study them in class. I only managed to learn English. I managed to become a professional accountant. I did not manage to give such enterprising information. I've just learned it by doing. And therefore, there is nothing I gain in retaining the expertise that I've acquired if there are a few people who can listen to this and use it equitably. And I have evidence. People stop you on the way and they give testimonies on the value you have added on them. How dare you stop? If anybody else is not willing to pay me, I'm sure God pays me.